Alright, so I wanted to make a quick little video about ding repairs. As you can see here, I have a small little hole here at the end of the tail, and I also have a nice crack right up here. So, first thing you're going to want to do I have this stuff, sun cure, and next thing you're going to want to take some sandpaper, sand the areas around it. Alright, so as you can see, it's been sanded around. And over here as well. Nice and around the area. Next step, take some ding repair.
Yes, go clean.
And make sure you really squish it down into the holes. And get it around in the sanded areas as well. That sanding is to help the resin bond to the rest of the surface. Okay, so as you can see, it's all around, deep inside the hole, pushed in, and let's go to the other side. And on to the front here.
Are you going to be putting that on YouTube or something?
Yep.
Was you talking, but they can hear me in the background saying hit it from the back and drive you wild.
Yep. They'll probably be wondering why they can hear you talking in the background. But it's alright. I won't edit it out.
You better.
Nah, it's all good.
No, they're like, oh, I'm going to fix the frickin'.
And by the way, as my wife did remind me, this stuff does smell pretty strong, so probably better to do it outdoors. Me, I'm used to it, so the smell isn't so bad for me. I've done epoxy work before, and the smell doesn't really bother me, and I don't have a very strong sense of smell either, so it's not very strong for me either. And that's it for now. Next step is to take it outside and leave it in the sun for a period of time until it gets nice and hard. And once it's hard, we sand it down, and I'll show you that once it's hard. Alright, so now as you can see, it is hardened now. But now, and by the way, this has actually already been tested to be waterproof. I have taken it surfing. It has not fallen off, which means it's actually holding not just to where the ding was, but it's actually holding to the rest of the surfboard. Now, it's not important for this one, really, to be sanded down too much, because this isn't going to affect up here at the nose. It's not going to affect the performance of the surfboard. Now, the other side, this side here has also been tested in the water and has proven to be watertight as well. Now this one, because it is on the back tail of the board, this will actually touch the water. and so it can affect the performance of the board. However, I'm not a professional surfer, so I myself don't even notice that little bit of unsmoothness of the edges. But also, sanding it down can help to where the water doesn't catch it and eventually start knocking it off. In case your sanding wasn't as good as it seems. So you still want to sand it. So let me go ahead and show you that. All right, so take your sandpaper, and now you want to start with a coarser sandpaper where you can feel that grittiness at first, just to start knocking down quickly that large mass of it. Now, the less excess you had when you did this, the less time it's going to take. But now once you've knocked that down with this, you want to take a finer grit sandpaper, one where you can feel the grit less, and then have a nice fine finish with it. And what you want to do is you basically want to blend this resin with this resin so that you don't feel anything. Okay? Now, when it comes to rails, that can be the tricky part because you're working on a curve, not on a flat surface. It's a lot easier on the deck of the board or on the bottom of the board than it is on the rail, and especially on the tail, to really blend that in with the transition. But it can be done. So you just take it and you just start sanding. And every once in a while, what you can do is just kind of blow the dust off there, blow it off there, and then you can feel how much left you have. I recommend starting in the center of the ding where it's going to, or wherever the resin sticks out the most. Start there. So you might be able to tell it's getting smaller and smaller, and you just have to keep working at that. All right, so when it's done, it should look something like this. Should still have more of a clearish tint to it, just like the tint that's normally on your board, at least for the kind of product that I used. Now, I'm sure you can find resin with tint in it and whatever, but nice, smooth. You see that there's no bubbles there. It's just nice and smooth. Okay, so that's it. Now, here's the thing. The kind of product that I used on the board, is actually only for polyester boards. Now, they also make a product with SunCure that can be used on epoxy boards as well. Make sure you get the right ones, because if you use the wrong one, you can actually ruin your surfboard. Now, if you don't want to use SunCure, or if you can't find any, you can actually also get the same kind of, they also make patch kits that are made just like the resin that's actually used to build the board, where there is the resin and the hardener, and you mix them together in the right proportions, and then you can actually use that. But I don't use that because SunCure works definitely good enough for its purpose. Now, another thing is the SunCure works great for a small ding such as that. But if you have a bigger ding that actually requires fiberglass cloth, you can buy fiberglass cloth, use it as a patch, use the SunCure or whatever else that you're using, and then resonate that patch onto the board, and then sand it down again. Now, I don't have a board that needs that right now, so I can't really show you that process. But if I come across one, then I'll go ahead and show you. Maybe I'll take an old board of mine and kind of make a ding in it purposefully and actually show you that. But for now, that's the basics of a ding repair. Now, I used to work with resin for a living, epoxy resin for a living, so I may be a little more experienced with it than someone who never has. But the thing is, anybody can do this. And there's also instructions that come on whatever kit that you're going to buy. So either way, I hope this video has been very helpful. It would help me if you would give this video a like, if you'd comment on it, if you'd subscribe to the channel. This channel does more than just ding repair teachings. It's actually a vlog channel of mine, but I figured that I could actually go and do something that would actually help somebody else out. So, hope you liked the video. Please subscribe, please like, leave a comment. I'd really like to know. Maybe you have a different technique. Maybe you've had a bad experience with SunCure. I never have, and I haven't heard of any, but I'd like to hear if you have. Not to bash on SunCure, but just to start a conversation. So, go ahead and leave those comments down below. And also, let me know if this video has helped you out at all. I'd really appreciate knowing that. Thanks, guys. Get out there and just surf, brah.